Although Arches is the more popular park near Moab, Canyonlands is another national park only a 30-minute drive from the downtown. Today we are at Canyonlands National Park, our 16th national park.
Yay!
Canyonlands was established as a national park in 1964 and is Utah's largest national park.
The park is divided into three main districts separated by the Green and Colorado rivers. Those districts are Island in the Sky, the Needles, and the Maze. Today we're going to be at the Island in the Sky district, which is the most accessible and most visited district. So despite Arches National Park getting all the publicity for arches in the area, which is totally understandable, Canyonlands does have a few of its own. The first trail we're doing today is the Mesa Arch Trail, which is a 0.6 mile loop and is one of the better known trails in the park. That was a really short hike with a really high payoff. And I can't believe that no one else is here. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Arches clearly takes a lot of visitors from this area, which gives you a lot more accessibility to some of the really cool arches and other hikes in this area. Our next trail is the Upheaval Dome Overlook, which is a 1.6 mile out and back with a decent bit of elevation gain.
What's unique about the Upheaval Dome is that scientists don't really know how it was formed. The two leading theories are it was a salt dome uplift or a meteorite.
So the trail that we're on actually offers two viewpoints. The first one is about halfway between the parking and the second viewpoint, so it's probably about a 0.8 or so mile out and back. So we stopped there, but we're gonna head to the second viewpoint too, just to see if it offers a different angle or a different perspective of the Upheaval Dome. We made it to the second overlook for the Upheaval Dome, and it definitely provides another angle and an almost closer look at it. You can kind of see like into the middle part where they're saying maybe a meteor caused the impact that created the dome, but it also, on the other side of the overlook, provides better views of the surrounding canyons and Mesa because it's a higher vantage point. There's a bit more elevation to get to it, so it just overall provides better views. The last trail we're doing at the Island in the Sky district is the Grand View Point, which is a 0.9 mile out and back trail. So we're not even to the designated overlook yet. Like, we've barely left the parking lot and the views are already amazing. Having never been to the Grand Canyon before, we really have nothing to compare it to, but the landscape is stunning. And you can see down in there's like the White Rim Trail is like an 80-mile loop that winds all through the canyon. I can't even imagine hiking that entire thing, let alone the elevation required to do so, but the scenery is just beautiful. So the Grand View Trail, for most of it, it is pretty level. When you're hiking along it to get there, you can see the south side of the mesa. There's views into the canyon there. As you get closer to the end of the trail, that kind of gets a bit more obscured with some higher rocks. But once it gets to the point, it opens up and you can see the west side and the north side of the trail. So while you can't really get views of the whole thing at once, it does pretty much provide all-encompassing views if you hike the whole trail. So while you couldn't see either of the rivers from the Grand View Point overlook, on the hike back, we did find one spot you can kind of see the river. Just one little bend of it. It was coming up really grainy in the camera when we tried to zoom in, but we promise it is back there. You can see just a little glimpse of it. So I definitely misinterpreted the length of the trail. We mapped it on the way back and it is 0.9 miles each way, which makes it a 1.8 mile round trip. Still provided awesome views of the canyon and we're really glad we did it. Now that we're finished up in Canyonlands, it's time to head back into Moab and grab some lunch. That pizza was so good.
So
It looks like they have a lot of specialty pizzas that are probably pretty good too, but being a pickier eater, I usually just go for the pepperoni, and she doesn't mind that either. But the pizza was fantastic, and then the cinnamon twists too.
very good.
One review said to try those out and they were amazing. They came with like 2 tubs of frosting. It was a huge box of them too.
Yeah,
So we are super full. Gonna head back to the campsite from Moab. Didn't get a ton of time to explore the town, but that's okay. We were here for the national parks and that's where we spend most of our time. Going into Canyonlands, we weren't really sure what to expect. Whenever you see pictures of it online, it's usually just of Mesa Arch, and we'd seen a lot of the desert landscape at Arches National Park yesterday. Although it was really cool, we weren't sure how it would differ too much, but boy, it was amazing. The views of the canyons everywhere you go were spectacular. It was really immersive and we had a great time.
Tomorrow we're heading to Colorado to ride the Durango and Silverton Railroad.